We are at the end of the year. At the end of the year there are always meetings held in the spirit world. When I was in the satanic world, there were meetings held underworld, underwater, in the forest and mountain and in space. Even in the cemeteries meeting I held. The end of the year is the time of harvest of souls of men by the angel of death, souls that will be offered to Lucifer. Satanists offer sacrifice that are valuable to the enemy. They enter hotels' room to recoup seed that are in condom. In this period even so-called gospel singer were sacrificing their mother. Most of popular pastor of the cities were attending these meetings in the satanic world. They were offering their firstborn or lastborn to the enemy. I was a witch in the womb of my mother, serving the devil in subconscious witchcraft where I was attacking babies in the womb of mothers. It is at the age of 11 that I became a committed witch and my spiritual eyes were opened. I was sent to promote lesbianism and same-sex relation by the Queen of the Coast. I was also sent to cause men to masturbate. Every time you practice masturbation and waste your seed, I was sent to recoup these seed, which the Queen of the Coast distributed to mermaids and ladies of the sea, so that these diva and mermaids will have children under the sea. This is the multiplication of demon happening underwater. Because of masturbation many people are producing demon underwater without realization. Men seed are not lost, they are recouped by female demon. These seed wasted because of masturbation serve for the creation of marine demons. My mission was also to destroy churches which are the house of God. It was not the house of my father and mother. The house of my father and mother were bar, nightclub. The owners of all the bar in the world is Lucifer. The owner of all the nightclub is the Queen of the Coast and the owner of all the hotel is Jezebel. These were houses of my father and mother, and I used to say this world called Earth is not my world because my world is beneath the ocean. I have been saying that not all the modern clothes are not for the children of God, they are clothes to be avoided by the children of God, for I had managed to enter churches that were covered by fire because of high heels, lady trousers and painted faces, even shoes and bag that have symbols are doorways. Pastors in the city are preaching that women must make themselves pretty because they are daughters of God, and they give example of Esther. In truth these pastors are serving Jezebel. I was also a servant of Jezebel, whose eyes shines with power of seduction, and she instructed me to wear tight and miniskirt, trousers and wig to entice men. Whoever lasted after me got in spiritual prison. There are many people in spiritual prison of the marine kingdom. I would like to warn women that eyelash open the spiritual eyes of those who wear them and they become subconscient witch. For every time I put eyelash I noticed that my physical eyes were closing and my spiritual eyes were opening. These things called eyelash turn women to witches and these women are used in the spirit. I was doing the publicity of Jezebel with wig of long hair like mermaids. Any man that lust and admire this beauty were taken to prison underwater. I dressed sexy, walking half naked to win souls of men who lust after me. The marine kingdom was putting pressure on me to offer my grandfather as a sacrifice but I did not agree. Jezebel and the Queen of the Coast told me, Mirabel, you're gonna kill your grandfather or not. I said he is the one who take care of us, how am I gonna eat if he is dead? The Queen of the Coast said, you always come to eat here in my kingdom underwater every day. You were not supposed to have feeling for human, they are cattle and chicken. You know that we have no love for the inhabitant of the earth. You're gonna kill your grandfather. In order to avert this situation I went on to kill many people in the city, hoping that these fallen angels that ruled the Atlantic Ocean will forget about my grandfather. But when I arrive in the marine kingdom they did not receive me well, and they said you have to give us your grandfather. I was stunned and said, what about the people that I have managed to kill? They replied to we want your grandfather. I said to them, you mean I killed these souls in vain? I shed blood for nothing and wasted their life for nothing. They said to me, we want your grandfather. I said forget about it, I will not do it. Then I returned to earth. I gave them many souls so that they will change their mind but they increased pressure on me to offer my grandfather the cornerstone of my family to them. There was a standout between me and them, and I told them face to face I will not sacrifice my grandfather. I began to use the power they gave me against them. In truth I had reached the end of the road and I was stuck. Since I had refused to sacrifice my granddad I knew that I was in insecurity and I needed protection. I began to look for a way out of this problem. I consider leaving them. At that moment I remember the angels of heaven that I saw when Brother Alan died, for bright angels of God came to collect his soul to the kingdom of heaven, and we were disputing the soul of the late Brother Alan with them. I wonder if it was possible to meet these angels again so that they will save me from Jezebel and the Queen of the Coast. Maybe I should go to church. I thought about my auntie that I hated deeply, for she was a born-again Christian. I had actually rejected all my family and the people of the world. I was high-ranking Satanist. Quickly I changed my attitude and went to talk to my auntie to take me to church, for I was in danger. The Marine Kingdom would surely come after me. She told me there is no service today, we will go tomorrow. I said I am in danger, I cannot wait until tomorrow. I have to do something. Finally I decided to visit every church in the city for my protection. Very quickly I came to see that most of these pastors in the city were false prophets at the service of the enemy. Whenever I looked at these pastors I saw that they had signs of the satanic world. I realized that I was in trouble, for all the pastors serve the kingdom of Satan. Who will protect me? I said if I get in these churches they will capture me. In all the churches in the country I only saw 3 authentic Church of God. The 3 churches were of God but not necessarily strong in the spirit world. The Queen saw that I was considering leaving them. She began to threaten me. I used power she gave me from my own protection. As a result she came and took away her power and the 6 demons that were my companion. I was powerless and no one could fight for me. Since I knew I was leaving this kingdom I considered the option of asking them for forgiveness and telling them that I agree to sacrifice my grandfather, but I knew that it will not work. Finally I traveled to the world that is underwater. When I got there I took the opportunity to release my family that was in prison there. I also freed their wealth and their marriages that were confiscated and kept under the water in prison. 2 demons saw me freeing my family wealth and they asked me, "In whose name are you releasing your family and their wealth?" At that moment, I remember a sister who testified and said, "If you mention the name of Jesus Christ demons will flee." Thus I replied to these demons, "I am freeing my family in the name of Jesus," because what was in my mind was the name of Jesus, instead of Jesus Christ. The demon told me, "What are you talking about? Don't you know that in our kingdom we have an angel called Bar Jesus? We are not afraid because Bar Jesus is our angel, so what's the point?" Since I failed to use the name of Jesus Christ properly, these demons grabbed me and began to beat me seriously. When I returned to earth I had injuries all over my body that was swollen. These injuries were physical. When my grandfather saw me he was stunned and said, "You need medication. What has happened to you?" I said in my heart, "Medication will do nothing, but offering you as human sacrifice will heal these injuries." I told him, "Granddad, don't worry, I will be fine." He said, "Since we have Jesus Christ you will be fine." When he spoke that way I interrupted him, for I still had the fear of that name. I then asked my auntie, "Are you sure that the name of Jesus has power?" She said, "Not the name of Jesus because there are many Jesus, but the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth has power." I said in my heart, "I made a mistake. I only use the name of Jesus instead of Jesus Christ." Finally I traveled to the realm of the Queen of the Coast under the sea to release the goods of my family because I had not finished freeing the wealth of my family. Many people's wealth are confiscated underwater and blocked, while I was releasing the wealth of my family in this kingdom underwater. The 2 demons guard that I saw previously came again and asked me, "In whose name are you releasing your family property from this prison?" I replied to them, "I am releasing these goods of my family in the name of Jesus Christ." When they heard this name they were projected to the ground paralyzed and in coma. I continued to release my family wealth and property. When the 2 demons regained their consciousness they ran away from me to seek reinforcement. As a result I saw innumerable and countless demons beyond the horizon. I looked at these armies of demons and said, "In the name of Jesus Christ." To my surprise all these armies of demons collapsed to the ground before me. I was shocked, amazed and wonder, what is this name of Jesus Christ that can defeat and overcome these armies of Jezebel and the Queen of the Coast? What is this name of Jesus Christ that is giving me victory over armies of demons? With all the wickedness I have done in the world, while this army was defeated and paralyzed on the ground in coma, I saw a dark shadow descending. This dark shadow was Lucifer. for I used to see him in the form of a dark shadow. When he landed, I saw that he came with more armies of the marine civilization. They were 3 times the number of the first armies that were defeated by the name of Jesus Christ. I said they are too many, and I was intimidated by their number. They were numerous as the sand of the sea. Instead of using the name of Jesus Christ, I began to step back. To my surprise, I saw appearing a man of bright light that shone in a powerful way. When he landed, the armies of demon and their leaders Lucifer fled away, and they could not stand his presence. When I saw him, I feared and closed my eyes. I heard him saying, "Sarah, get out of this dark hole. I have opened the way for you to evangelize. Go and preach the good news of the gospel." I went out of the marine kingdom after freeing my family and their goods. Days later, I went to school. Suddenly I was joined by demons. They came in the class and beat me, and I fell in coma. After prayer I came back to myself. The following day I was at home when demon landed and they beat me again, and I fell into coma and was taken to hospital, where the pastor that I could not destroy came to pray for me. The spirit told him I was in the middle of war and needed prayer. He took me to church, but I refused to tell him I was an agent of the marine kingdom. But a prophetess warned the pastor that I was a high-level witch and needed to confess because I was hiding my identity and wickedness. Finally I confessed all things and told the pastor I was in coma in the hospital because of the assault of demon. When I was confessing to the pastor deep in the night, we did not know that my auntie was awake and hearing everything. She heard about my activity in the satanic world. We heard her screaming in terror, and she said, "Gemina, are you really a witch that kill people?" She was in terror. One day I went out of the church against the pastor advice. Immediately demons grabbed me and began to beat me. These demons were accompanied by souls of men that I had sacrificed to Satan. These victims had become slaves of Satan and servant spirit. They told me, "You have killed us and we are slave. We have no freedom. But you have come to church to seek liberation while we are bound as slaves." They began to beat me. As a result I became crazy. While I had lost my mind and became crazy, I was dancing all over the church and people were holding me. I did not know that I had become crazy because when I was crazy I was actually in the marine world dancing before mermaids and goddesses, and I was seeing the people of the world as if they were skeleton. Whenever someone came close to me I took a stone in order to throw it to him because human appeared me too as skeletal. Mermaid were encouraging me to do these things. The family asked the pastor, "Does this child have chance to recover?" The pastor assured them that I will be healed. It took the pastor 9 months of prayer for me to be delivered. We did many fasting, such as 7 days fasting, 4 days without food, praying on the mountain. Demon tried to attack the pastor and failed, and they went to the office of the borough to bewitch the authority, that wrote to us they are closing the church, because of noises that we are making. In the end I was free and the church was allowed to function.